My name is Darvesh and I'm the CEO and founder of Payday. So we've just launched a casual worker product which allows us to pay out casual workers instantly for Malaysia and Thailand, and that's growing pretty quick. We've already signed the St. Regis and another chain of hotels with 6 hotels in it. So that's been pretty exciting for us so far. The problem that we're solving is twofold. One is on the employee side. So what we see is that there's over 300 million blue-collar workers in Southeast Asia. A lot of these guys, about 70% are under or unbanked, which means they don't have access to basic financial needs, loans, insurance, etc. 57% of these people say that finances are a chief cause of their stress. So the one side, we're really trying to fix this stress and this lack of financing for these individuals. And then on the employer side, what we've realized is twofold. One, 40% of employers in Southeast Asia say that they are suffering from a lack of retention for their employees. And so we're trying to help them with that. But also that 32% of employers actually use payroll services that are manual. So it takes them a week to 10 days to do payroll every single month. And that gives us a huge opportunity to help them. So we're really trying to amalgamate these two processes to become sort of that not just payroll service, but payroll-friendly service that allows the employer to pay out as quickly as they can and sort of releases the burden from them, but at the same time allow the employee to get cash instantly so that they can live their lives in the way that they need to. So the true story is actually when I was, I think, about 17 years old, I watched a documentary about Muhammad Yunus and Grameen Bank. And so it was always in the back of my mind that I wanted to be involved in financing in some way. I actually grew up in Nigeria. So growing up as a kid, one of the things I always saw is that people who actually needed access to money the most were the ones who could not access it at all or couldn't get a loan. And that's something that I really wanted to fix at some point. About 5 years ago, a friend of mine popped up to dinner one day and he told me about an opportunity that he was working on, which was earned wage access, which is basically allowing employers to become sort of the way that an employee can almost take out a loan, basically using their own paycheck to do so. And I thought that was one of the best ideas because what you're doing is helping the employee get financing when they need it in a risk-free manner for themselves, but also then working with the employer to collect the money back at the end of the month, which means for us it was risk-free as well. So it was kind of a win-win situation for everyone involved. And that's kind of when I decided I wanted to do my own startup. This was middle of the pandemic, so I quit my job in London, started working the 2 a.m. to 10 a.m. shift until we figured out what the business was, and then I moved over to Singapore to start it up. Couple of things. So for myself, now that we're solving a much bigger problem, my background in HR also is very interesting. So I've got a 10-year sort of career focusing on the HR side of things. And then I went to do my MBA at INSEAD, after which I spent a year and a half in an operational role as well, helping sort of grow a startup within the fintech space from seed to Series A and triple revenue, etc. within 15 months. So I've seen sort of fast growth. I've seen the HR side of things. I've seen the fintech side of things. So I've got quite a balanced, and I've also done sales for 10 years. So I've got quite a balanced experience to be able to help grow a business from that perspective. And then I've got a tech team led by my CTO, who basically has 12 years of software engineering experience, and a head of engineering with 18 years of experience, both focused on either fintech or the HR tech space. So I think the fact that we've all been involved in these products before is super helpful, and the fact that we all have experience sort of running a fast-growing tech firm either within the fintech or HR tech space prior to this is also helps us to stand out. I think it's the brands that we've signed so far. So, I think traction is one thing, but it's actually getting the signal from the market that things are working for you. So the two biggest brands we have on our cap table, on our platform, are McDonald's and Starbucks. We've also got the Marriott Group that's working with us in 2 different products now as well. So I think for me, seeing these big brands really recognize what we're trying to do and actually choose us as the provider of choice has been the most interesting thing, or the thing we're most proud of. So I think there's a couple of things that stand us aside. So the first thing that our solution sort of focuses on that others within the earned wage access space, for example, doesn't, is that we are able to focus on both full-time and part-time workers, which basically means that full-time workers can access their salary as soon as they earn it, but part-timers can now also get paid instantly, which is not something that's traditionally done in Southeast Asia. So the second thing that stands out about us is that we are using sort of technology as a layer to try and help the hospitality space improve their processes in a way that no one else is doing right now. So I think for casual workers specifically, or part-time workers, a lot of the hotels are using very, very manual processes, even if they're using third parties. We've automated this entire process and digitalized it for them, which is not something we've seen in the market so far. So whether it be their requisition process or their time and attendance or their payouts to their employees, right now everything is manual for them, and even our competitors are doing everything manual on their own side when they take that on. We've basically put everything onto the cloud, and we've used AI to help us build even further onto that so that it makes the process super simple for the employer. So now something that used to take maybe a day or so for them to do on the requisition side takes them almost minutes, and on reconciliation, something that took them 2 days to do is instant. For us, what we're trying to do is really grow towards being a problem solver for the employer, more so than the employee. We've just started sort of charging B2B in the last month or so. And so what we really want to do is be the name of choice within the hotel space for the casual workers. So within the next 12 months, we want to be in at least 50 different hotels, maybe about 100 different properties. We're well on our way there. We're already at 8 at this point in time. I think the way Accelerating Asia has helped us so far, I think I can talk about now and maybe going forward. But the thing that Accelerating Asia has done for us so far, they've already put us in touch with people who are within our space. And from that perspective, I'm having real conversations with individuals who can actually help us get to decision makers, but also with partners that can help us go in from different angles. I think that's been really helpful. It's not just about money with Accelerating Asia, it's about the doors that they can help you open. I think the biggest challenge that we had prior to joining Accelerating Asia was how to tell our story, because we've got 2 different products. We are sort of semi-pivoting towards the second one. We are, we're growing in it as well, but at the same time, it's early days, and yet we have this, behemoth of a 50K MRR first product, I guess, in comparison. And now, just having been at Accelerating Asia, having talked to people like Kiran, having talked to Craig, etc., and some of the mentors, what we've realized is everything is quite symbiotic in what we're doing. And that's really helped us put together the fact that we're not just doing 2 separate products. It's actually both of them are super complementary, and how we can actually take that forward, both for the employer as well as for our investors, right? And say, look, this is what we're trying to achieve. So like I said, within the next 12 months, we want to get to 50 or 100 hotels. But also at the same time, we've got 50,000 employees on our platform, which means that the hotels that want to employ these people have a ready-made pool. So it's all kind of very symbiotic, and that's what Accelerating Asia has helped us see. Something that was done yesterday, which I thought was, for me, that was probably the most impactful thing, or day before, was we were actually selling somebody else's company. And hearing somebody sell my company to me in what would be 3 years' time, and what we could actually achieve, really reminded me that you're not always supposed to be stuck in the trenches. You're actually supposed to think about the vision, and you're actually supposed to work towards that. People aren't investing in you today, they're investing in what you're supposed to be in the next 3 years. So that was really important for us. But then also meeting, a lot of inspiring people who are doing very different things, seeing what their growth path is, and realizing that struggles are sort of part of what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to hide them, you're supposed to work with people on them and try to develop based on your struggles. I'd say if you're joining Accelerating Asia just for the money, don't do it. But if you're joining Accelerating Asia to meet a number of very well qualified people, if you're looking for a network, if you're looking for founders at a similar stage to you, and you're looking for not just ideas, but somebody committed to helping you grow, then this is the right path for you.